My name is Scott Weber. I'm a professor here at BYU in molecular biology. I'm from North Orem. I grew up in this area. My father was a professor here at BYU. His specialty was looking at plant diseases. So there was some interest there that got me interested in how things work in the world. I love to run. I run almost every day. I love apples. Apples, I think, are the perfect fruit. How did I get into what I do? So I studied the immune system, and actually I knew I wanted to be a professor. I love teaching, I love learning, but I was trying to decide what I wanted to do. I wanted to do some sort of medical research. And actually I was, as a grad student here, I stayed on as a master's student, and I was a teaching assistant for a pathophysiology class, so looking at diseases in humans. And I had always been interested in immunology, but as I studied and prepared to teach those classes, I really realized at that time, this is where I want to go. This is what I want to do. This is cool stuff that I really love. So how has what I studied influenced my life personally? I think in a couple ways it's influenced my life. So it influences the way that I look at the world. Being a scientist allows me to think that way. So I think about, what do I know? What don't I know? How can I figure out what I don't know, both on a spiritual level and on as I go for a walk? Everything I look at and think about. So it's influenced me that way. In the Weber lab, we focus on understanding how the immune system works. We want to know how it responds to infectious disease. We want to know how it detects cancer cells or why it doesn't detect cancer cells. And then our real goal at that point is to understand how that works, both on a cellular and a molecular level. So how do you generate memory when you've been exposed to a pathogen? How do you generate memory and then respond even better the next time? We also do some work looking at asthma and how asthma might be caused by exposure to dust mites and other harmful, antigens or foreign bodies in your home. And so that's a collaboration we've been working on also. There's always new stuff going on, and I love to hear about it. I love to see how it can be applied to both our understanding of basic science, but also to humanity. It's fun to come in and contribute to that new information. There's just every day new things being discovered, and to be a part of that's fun, to be a part of solving problems. So if a student were to come to me and they're looking into the program, I would tell them that you can come here and you can be very successful with this background. It applies to many, many fields. So a good base in molecular biology and a good base in microbiology or immunology can really be a foundation for many, many fields. And there are great opportunities here for research, great opportunities for learning. So I would tell a student that this is a great place. If you come and if you work hard, you can go many, many places with this. So what is it like to discover something new? That's the real, I think, joy of this profession. To be able to have learned, kind of come to the boundaries of knowledge and then stepped into the unknown. And what have I discovered about myself? I've discovered a lot of things. I've discovered that I love to do this. I love to work hard, and you kind of start to learn about your strengths and your weaknesses. There are certain things that you learn that you're good at that you just assumed were normal. So that's been a fun thing for me to do. As you go along, you start to find out who you are and what you're good at, and in comparison to other people. What makes the MMBio Department unique? I think, the one thing that's really great about it is the stuff you're learning about, right? You're able to learn about how we can prevent infectious disease and how we can detect cancer. We can learn about the viruses and bacteria that cause these plagues or these great diseases that can be major issues. So there's lots of really cool information there that you get to learn. There's also fantastic professors in this department. There's really, really great people doing great work. So I think I'd highly recommend it. It's a wonderful department.